This is why question GC neco. I just got this question from this past question, and I said we should solve it together so you know how waec or GC or jamb question looks like, so that you have a deep understanding of this arithmetic progression. Now, for every lesson I released, there's always a note attached to the lesson. So the note is for you, is to guide you and to have to give you notes. I mean, deep understanding of the particular topic. For each of the notes, there's also an evaluation. There is classwork. This is evaluation. There is assignment there. You can try it on your own at your leisure time. You will, at the end of the lesson, you will understand what the teacher will teach you in school with my own tutorial or learning from my own tutorial. Then you are good at these particular questions. I've put the question on the Jamboard, on the board here. So let's look at it. The first question states that the sum of the, I hope you can see this very clearly. I hope so. The sum of the first 10 terms of an arithmetic progression is 130. If the fifth term is 3 times the first term, find the common difference first term, number of terms of the AP. If the last term is 28. This looks a little bit tricky, but we will do it together. Now, the first one, they said the sum of the first 10 times of an AP, the sum of the first 10 times of an AP is 130. Now, this means the first equation, like the one we did earlier. So 10 times, first 10 times, sum of 10, you know it to be what? That would be 10, first 10 times 10, that would be 10 over 2, then 2a plus, instead of n minus 1, that would be, if you understand what I'm doing, since it's 10, let me just write it, 10 minus 1 d. Now, this will give us s10 equals to 10, that is 5, right? 2a, 2 divided by 10 is 5, plus, I don't want to waste it, 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 times d is 9d. Now, everything is equals to what they said is what is 130. 130. Now, when you multiply this, you have 10a plus 9d equals to 130. This is equation 1. Just get that. Now, they now said they proceed. If the fifth term is 3 times the first term, the fifth term now, you know the fifth term, if you're writing the formula, will be a plus 4d. That is fifth term. I told you this earlier. They say it's equals to 3 times the first term. 3 times means 3 times a. The first time is a now. 3 times a. A is always represented by the first time. So this one will give a plus 4d equals to 3a. Did you get this now? So I can rewrite this thing as saying, we can make this 3a to this a. Here, it will be a minus 3a plus 4d. Everything is equals to 0. That's how we do it in mathematics. So when you bring this one here, everything here turns to 0. The plus a becomes minus. A minus 3a is minus 2a plus 4d equals to 0. Now, this is equation what? Equation 2. Now, using this, let me write this equation on the board here. So we have the first equation is 10a plus 9d equals to 130. And the second equation is minus 2a plus 4d equals to 0. Now, they said, now say find the common difference first time and number of terms if of the AP if the last term is 28. Now, for this now, I can make this number to have the same value. So to make the same value, I'll multiply this one times 1. Why this will be times what? Times 5. Do you know that now? 10 times 1 is still 10a plus, when you multiply this by 1, you still give it the same thing, 130. Why this? So 5 times minus 2, that is minus 10a plus 5 times 4 is 20d equals to 0 times 5 is what? Is 0. So let's move on with this. So when we calculate this together, because what is here is plus, let me show you something. What is here is plus, what is minus. Anytime we have different sign at the top and at the bottom, you are going to include plus at the middle. So it's going to be plus, not minus. So if it's the same sign, you put minus at the middle. So plus 10 plus minus 10 will be 0. This will be cancelled out. So we have 9d plus 20d equals to 130. So 9d plus 20d is what? That is 29d equals to 130. When you divide both sides by what? By 29, by what? 29. So it means by 29, it means my d here is 29. It means my d here equals to what? 130 over 29. It can be a fraction, no problem. So to get a, that's my common difference. I've gotten that. To get a, I'll substitute this value in any of the equations. So I'm going to use equation 2. I think that looks a little bit easier. So anywhere I see d, I'm going to put 130 over 29. So I will have, so that will be minus 2a plus, instead of 4d, be 4, 130 over 29, close the bracket, equals to 0. So this will now give me minus 2a, 4 times 130, that should give us, if I'm right, 4 times 130, that should give us 520. This is what? Plus 520 over 29 equals to 0. Now I'll multiply each of them by what? By 20. Now to clear this fraction, that will be minus 2a times 29 equals to, plus, let me shift this thing so that you can see it clearly. Beautiful. So plus, we have 520 over 29 times 29 equals to 0 times 29. So 29 cancels 29. 0 times 29 is 0. So minus 2 times 29, that will be 2 times 29. That will give us minus 58a. Minus 58a plus what? Plus 520 equals to 0. I'll transfer this to the other side. Let me write it here. Sorry for that. That is minus 58a equals to minus 520. So I'm going to divide both sides by what? By minus 58, because I'm looking for a now. Minus 58, minus 58, minus 58. So this will cancel this. This will cancel this. So a equals to, minus also will cancel minus. Minus cancel minus. I think 2 can go here. Yeah, 2 can go. 2 in 520. 520 divided by 2. That should give me 260. This is 260 over 2 goes in 58 divided by 2. That should give me 29. So this is 260 over 9. So a is 260 over 29. Y was our common difference is what? Is 130 over what? Over 29. Now the next one they ask us to do is that we should calculate. They said we should calculate the. Let's look at the board there. They said we should calculate the number of terms of the AP if there is number Tn if the last term is what? Is 28. Now in this we are going to use that sum of term I told you about. If you are to find the number of term, that is Tn, that is, we don't know the number of term, but you know the first term, you know the common difference. So that is very easy for us to calculate. I will clean this side off. I think just look at the video, please look at it. I'm going to scroll down so that you can pause the video and copy the solution, or as you are following, just pause the video. Then let me write it here. So we are asked to find the number of term, that is Tn. You know Tn is a plus n minus 1 close bracket d, and you know our Tn, number of term, will now be what? A. We've gotten a, we don't need to look for a again. Our a in our question, our a is what? 260 over 29, if I'm not mistaken. 260 over 29 plus, we don't know what n is, n minus 1. Then our d, common difference, when you check here, this thing is scattered, sorry for that. Our d is 130 over 29. Our d is 130 over 29. I hope you're following me. So d is 130 over 29. So when I multiply this thing, this times this one will multiply what is there. So you have 260 over 29. 130 times n is what? Plus 130n minus 130 all over what? All over 29. So when you do this now, what are you going to do here? is equals to what? Is equals to t what? Tn. So to solve this now is very easy. So you can what? The LCM of both of them is what? The SCM is what? Is 29. Can take the SCM is 29. We still give you 260. You can collect like times minus 130 plus what? 130n. 260 minus 130 is what? Is 130. 260 minus 130 is 130. So we have 130 plus 130n. Sorry. Sorry, there was a mistake here. Sorry, they give us. They said if the last term, find the number of terms of the AP if the last term is 28. It means for this one here, everything will be equal to 28. You are still on track. Sorry for this. So this one we have, what we have here, when you add them, we have 130 plus 130n over 29. And everything is equal to what they said. If the last term is what? Is, what did we get? The last term is, sorry for this. I promise the other one will not be like this. The last term is 28, sorry. If the last term is 28, just trying to like, if I've not solved 28, everything is equal to what? 28. So we are going to cross multiply. So we have 130 plus 130n equals to 29 times 28. 29 times 28. 29 times 28 is 812. Is 812. You transfer this to the other side. So 130n equals to 812 minus what? Minus 130. So 130n equals to 812 minus 130 minus 130. That is 682. That is 682. So our n here, our value for n here will now be what? N equals to what? 682 divided by what? Divided by 130. So you can divide this 2 in 682. 2 divided by 682, that is 341. This is 341 over then 130. 130 divided by 2, that is 65. So this is our value for what? Our value for n. So I guess you understand this. So this is it. So you can copy this particular question, though it looks rough, but once you are just following as I'm doing it, pause the video and follow me along as I'm doing it, you will surely you surely get it. So let me clear this thing. So I don't want to start cleaning again. Let me just clear this and paste it back. So we move on to the next question. It won't take us time, please. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so we have this. Let me paste the question. So the first term of an AP is 37 and the first term is minus 20. Find the common difference. So the first term of an AP is 37 and the first term is minus 20. Find the common difference. So using the formula, you know here now, first term is a plus 3d. They said is equals to what? Equals to 37. And they said the first term is minus 20. A is equals to minus 20. So find the common difference. Using this, we are going to substitute this minus 20 in this equation here. So we have minus 20. Anywhere you see A in this first one, you are going to put minus 20 there. So instead of A now to be minus 20 plus 3D equals to 37. So you transfer this to the other side. 3D equals to 37. When you transfer minus 20 becomes what? Plus 20. So 3D equals to 50 what? 57. So you divide both sides by what? By 3. Right? So 3 goes in 57. That should give us 3 in 5 is 1. I mean that 2. 3 in 27 is what? Is 9. So this is it. So our D is equals to 19. So that's the answer for that one. Now the next one, they said the fourth term of an AP is 13, while the 10th term is 31. Find the 21st term. So this looks like the one we did earlier. You know, let's look at it together. The first term of an AP, that would be A plus 3D. Should have been used to this. They said is what? Is 13. And the 10th term, that would be a plus 9d equals to what? Equals to 31. They ask us to find the what? The 21st term. So I'm going to put minus a, minus a, minus a. Because of this a, they are the same thing. So this will be 3d minus 9d equals to 13 minus 31. And 3d minus 9d should give me minus 6d. Minus 6d equals to 13 minus 31. 13 minus 31, that is minus 18. Minus 18. So I'll divide both sides by what? I'm going to divide both sides by minus 6. So I'll divide both sides by minus 12. I'm looking for d. Minus 6, minus 6. So minus cancel minus, 6 cancel 6, minus cancel minus, 6 say 1, 6 and 18 is 3. So my d is equals to what? 3. Now since my d is 3, I'm going to substitute this d in equation 1. So an equation 1 is a plus 3d is equals to 13. It's equation 1, a plus 3d equals to 13. So anywhere I see d, I'm going to put 3 there. So what I'm going to have is what? A plus 3, right? Equals to what? 13. So this is going to be a plus 3 times 3 is what? Is 9 equals to 13. I'll take this 9 to the other side. So a equals to 13 minus 9. So 13 minus 9 is what? A equals to what? Equals to 4. Now recall what you're asked to find. All this one is just to find a and d. You're asked to find the 21st term. So 21st term, going straight to our formula, 21st to T21st will be a plus 20. You can still recall this. So I've gotten my a, I've gotten my d. So here now say T21 equals to my a is what? Is 4 plus 20, and my d is 3. So my d is 3 when you look at it very well. So T21 equals to 4 plus 20 times 3 is what? Is 60. So 4 plus 60 is what? It means my T21 equals to 64. So this is the answer for this. You can put this down in your notes and copy the question, pause the video and copy the question, or you follow along. I know you will understand. I'm very sure you are going to understand this thing. So let's move on. Let me clear this off. So the next question now, that's where we are going to move on. I don't want to start cleaning. Just copy and paste. Got the logic to this. Now let me just paste this thing again. Now we have number 5 now. Number 5 now. Let's say if the system of an AP is 37 and the sum of the first system is 147, find the first term, the sum of the first 15 terms. Now if the system of an AP, system is what? A plus 5d, they said is equals to what? 37. Now they now said, and the sum of the first systems, no, this one is the, as another way, sum of things I'm going to use, that would be S6 equals to, system be what? 6 divided by 2, then you have 2a plus system with what? 6 minus 1d. Then everything they say is equals to what? Is equals to 147. Let me shift this thing a little bit. Sorry, this thing is not. Okay, let me shift it so that you can be able to see it clearly. This one is 147. It looks horrible. Now let's go. So this here is 147. 147. Now let me do this. So system 6 divided by 2 is 3. We have 3. 2a plus 6 minus 1 is what? Is 5. 5 times d is 5d equals to what? 147. Now S6 here equals to, so yeah, no problem. 3 times 2a is what? That is 6a plus 3 times 5d is what? 15d equals to what? 147. So this one is equation 2, while the first one is equation 1. The answer of this to get the value for this a and the value for this d. So I'm going to write here. So I have, let me write it here so that you can see what I'm doing. So we have, the first one is a plus 5d equals to 37. And the second one is what? 6a plus 15d equals to, I think is 147, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to do mistake here. 147. So this is 147 here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to find a way to make a or d, any of them, using the elimination method. So I can multiply this one by, let me make d, we have been using a since, let me make d. So I'll multiply this by 3 and this by what? This by my elimination method, so that this and this can have the same number. So 3 times a is 3a plus 3 times 5 is 15d, and 3 times 37, when I multiply 37 times 3, 3 times 7 is 21, that is 111, is 111. 1 times everything here still give you this thing here. So I'm still going to have, here I'm going to have 3a, I'm still going to have 6a here, plus what? 15d equals to 147. So I'm going to put, since you have plus plus, this plus plus, the elimination, minus, minus, minus. So I'm going to have 3a minus 6a equals to, let me just do it like this, equals to 111 minus 147. So 3a minus 6a is minus 3a, right? So 111 minus 147, when you minus this, that will give us minus 36. Minus 36. So I'm looking for here, I'll divide both sides by anything that is with a here. So that will be minus 3. So minus cancel minus, 3 cancel 3, minus cancel minus, 3 here 1, 3 in 36 is what? 3 times 12 is 36, which means a is equals to what is 12. So I'll use this, anywhere I see a, I'll put 12 in any of the equation. I'm going to use equation 1. So anywhere there is a, I will replace it with 12. So this will be what? My equation 1 is a plus 5d equals to 37. So what I'm going to write here now is that, let me shift this thing down. So that will be, instead of a now, to be 12. Sorry. That will be 12, because my a is 12. 12 plus 5d equals to 37. So I'll take this to the other side. So 5d equals to 37 minus 12. And 37 minus 12, that should give me 25. If I'm right, I'm sure I'm right. You divide both sides by what? By 5. I'm looking for d. So it means my d here equals to what? Equals to 5. Now in the question, what you are given is that the says you find the what? Find the sum of the, find the first time. We have gotten the first time, a is 12, the first time is 12. Sum of the first 15 terms. So sum of the first 15 terms, using our formula, sum of the first 15 terms, that will be s15 equals to, my n is 15 now, 15 over 2, that will be 2a, 2 times what? My a is now 12, that will be n minus 1, that is 15 minus 1, then my d is what? My d is 5. This is the formula. When you check the formula, so s15, 15 divided by 2, let me use this so that you'll be able to understand. That will be 7.5 if I'm right. Yeah, when you divide this by this, 2 times 12 is 24, right? So this here is plus. Now 15 minus 1 is 14, right? 14 times 5 is 70. So plus what? Plus 70. So S15, the sum of first 15 terms will be 7.5 times 24 plus 70. 24 plus 70, that should give me 94. That is 94. So when you multiply this, so my S15, sum of the first 15 terms with what? 7.5 times 7.5 times 94 times 94. That is 705. 705. So this is your final answer. So this is it. Very simple. Now let's look at the last one. After this last one, then we are done with this. I know you've done, you've passed, you have passed through a lot. No problem. So let's look at this. So the last one, after this last one, we are done with this lesson under arithmetic progression. So I hope you understand this. If you don't understand any of the concepts or any of the things that I explained, just let me know in the comment section. I will find a way to put you through or to explain better for you. Now this one now says, if p plus 1, 2p minus 10 and 1 minus 4p squared are 3 consecutive terms of an AP, find the positive values for p. Now what you're going to do is that you reason that, how can I make this value now? Now you know that in our arithmetic progression, the first term minus the second term minus the first term is same thing as saying the third term minus the second term. It means if I give you 2, I love using this number a lot, 6 8 now. Now I can say I'm very sure that if I said 4 minus 2, that is this one minus this one, is the same thing as saying this one minus this one. I can say third term minus this, 6 minus 4. I can say 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2. So I'm going to use that terms in this thing now. So what I'm going to do now is that I can use the same thing, the same pattern in this particular question. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say that I know that 2p second time, 2p is 2p minus 10 second time minus p plus 1 is the same thing as saying, do you get that now? Like what I did here, like, is saying that the third term, this third term, 1 minus 4p squared, 1 minus 4p squared minus the second term, minus what? The second term is what? 2p minus 10. So minus what? 2p minus 10. Now you can see it's just like saying that the second term minus the first term is the same as saying the third term minus the third term minus the second term, like what I did earlier. Now this thing is minus, you have to be very careful. This one is also binomial, so the minus affects both of them. So we have 2p minus 10, minus times p is minus p, minus times plus 1 is minus 1, equals to 1 minus 4p squared, minus times 2p is minus 2p, minus times minus is what? Is plus 10. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call that this thing is quadratic. Once you just say 4p squared is quadratic, I can bring, because this here is minus 4, so my quadratic should have a positive number, so I'll bring everything here, I'll bring it here. So let me just collect items here. So if I collect 2p minus p is p here, minus 10 minus 1 is minus 11. You know that, right? Now in this one here, 1 plus 10 is 11. Then we have minus 4p squared minus 2p. Now you can now say that all this one I can bring it here. So I'll now have 4p squared minus 2p. When it comes here, becomes what? Plus 2p. This one is already here, it does not move. Plus p. When I bring 11 here, it becomes minus 11. So minus 11 minus 11. This minus 11 is here, it doesn't move. It's this one that move here. All of them, they move here. So it will become 0, quadratic. So I will have 4p squared, 2p plus 3p is 2p plus p is 3p. 3p minus what? 11 minus 11 minus 11 is what? Minus 22, equals to what? Equals to 0. Is this clear? I'm very sure this is clear. It should be clear, please. So now what you're going to do is that you think of two numbers. Now what you're going to do is that first thing is that because what is here is more than 1, you have to multiply quadratic. Now multiply 4 times 22, so minus 88. So you think of two numbers that if you multiply them together, it will give you minus 22. If you add them, it will give you plus 3. And what you check is 11 times 8. 11 times 8 minus 8 times plus 11. Minus 8 minus times plus, minus times plus is minus. 8 times 11 is 88. Minus 8 plus 11 will give you plus 3p. So these rules are satisfied. So we are going to replace this one with what is there. It's going to be 4p squared minus 8p plus 11p minus 22 equals to 0. You can bring this one to the front, bring this one here, no problem. You still get the same answer. So don't be confused. Now, what is common in this and this? 4. So 4p is common, right? 4p is common in both of them. So you open a bracket. 4p in this is what? Is p. Minus 4 goes in 8 is what? Is 2. And p cancel p. Now here, what is common here? 11 is common. So we have what? P minus 2. Remember, what is 0 must be what is 0 equals to 0. So I can join this and this together. So I have 4p plus 11 equals to 0. I'm splitting this now and pick one of this thing. That's p minus 2 equals to 0. So I can take this to the outside. So 4p equals to minus 11. Then this p equals to 2. So I will divide both sides by 4. So it means my p equals to minus 11 over 4, or p equals to what? Equals to 2. So my value for p is minus 11 over 4 and what? And 2. So this is it. These are the question. You can go through it again on your own and try solving this question. It's very simple, and I hope you understand this particular lesson. So I will meet in our next class when we're going to talk about what? Geometric progression. That is the week 5 topic. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you. Bye.